Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM. Welcome back to Court Farms Country Park. This is episode 76 of the Let's Play series. I do hope you're doing very well and having a wonderful day. So, thanks to the ability to stop time while I stand around figuring out what's going on in today's episode, we are literally seconds, if not a couple of minutes away from when the last episode ended. So, a couple of things to crack on with first before we get on with a bit of field work. We have got a small amount of manure to get mucked out of the cow barn here. The others down the hill there are okay. I need to top up the chickens with a bit of food, which I think I should do with the telehandler as I normally do before I start scooping manure, so I'm not feeding them a bit of cow poop, as it were. So we'll get that done. I need to have a quick look and see exactly where we are with the food amount on the chickens, so let's just jump into the menu very quickly. Where are we? Chickens. There we are. So 449 litres they've got in there at the minute, so they only need a little bit more than that. They don't take a huge amount, do they? So it can be quite difficult sometimes to gauge the amount, and over time I have wasted a few litres of wheat that I feed them. There we go. So let's just give them a tiny bit of that. See there, seconds of it, 2,000 litres, so I know I've got way too much there. And when it comes to tipping into the chickens, it tips in and then it just starts overfilling and tipping onto the floor. It's very difficult to gauge it. So I did actually quite a while ago. This is another bit I don't like. I'm just going to have to drive over my chickens. I did install and have running. There we go. Ooh. Have I done it? Please tell me I've done that. Food, where are we? 1,000. Goodness me. That's actually the first time I've ever done that. Normally I tip that in and then a load of wheat will just appear on the floor inside the cage there. And the only way I can get rid of that is just by painting over it so there's not a big pile of it. That's the first time I've ever done that. There you go, and I've got it on camera, so brilliant. That's all good. Right, so we can go and tip this lot back into the silo here. Waste not, want not, and all that. But yeah, so we can muck out the cows, and what's the other thing I need to get on with? Yeah, what I'd like to do is the one of the grass fields that we, the one that I messed around with in Giants Editor, and remove the hedges and the hedgerows. I think which one is it? It's field 90 something in it. Which way are we going? Bum bum bum. Yeah, field 90 here. This little tiny bit here. Now I'm going to run the cultivator to create a field in that tiny little area, and then run the planter again, the seeder, sorry, very quickly. And drill the grass into that little area there. I know the amounts are going to be tiny in comparison to the rest of the field, I get that, but it's just something I've been meaning to do. Get it done so the whole field is as one, as it were. Right, so I know we've not got a huge amount of manure in this either. We've only got about, well, there we go, just under 5,000 litres, but gets it done at least, so not clambering over a big pile of manure for the rest of the day. So yeah, we're going to we'll get that little strip of grass or field cultivated, turned into a field, drilled with a bit of grass, and then I need to run the herbicide sprayer in the field of field beans that's down by the other cow barn. There's a few weeds starting to grow there. So we need to get that done, and then we're going to crack on with more grass work, because we have currently, of our 5 growing fields of grass, we've got this one here on the left of us there, next to the, excuse me, that one there needs to be cut, and field 110, which is on the other side of the cell point there, just round the corner, that's ready to go, and also field 57, which is the big one on the other side of the BGA there, that's going to be done. But the way think I'd like to do both of those fields, we're going to get field 110 and the field next to the grain mill, we're going to put that together into one of the silage bunkers, and field 57, just because it is considerably bigger, we'll get that put into one of the silage bunkers on its own as well. So where's my John Deere? Need to go jump in that now. I've lost my John Deere. What have I done with it? Oh, it's in the shed round here. Goodness me, how'd you lose something that big? So we're going to hook up the cultivator, take it down to the field, create that little strip of field into a field, and then we can crack on with the day's field work. So, I'll get all this lot hooked up now. And I'll see you down there in a moment or two's time. Right, okay, this will only take moments. Now, I'm not actually too sure of the correct order in which to do this. Obviously, I know now I need to run the cultivator and create the field. That's the first stage, which I can't do anything about. But regards to the order in which I do things from now, in my mind, I was going to run this cultivator now. Let's just allow create fields. There we go. Run this neatly down here. Just catch this strip. I'm hoping it's going to get rid of this bit of foliage. Ah, it does. Excellent. Okay. Right, so that's that. And just so that I can do it relatively neatly, we shall line it up as best as possible here. Don't need to do too much of it, do it? There we go. And hopefully that there, and we need to get this little patch there just on the left. There we go. But yeah, regarding the order in which to do things, sorry. I know that if I was to roll this current field now, the grass growth stage would jump in the map PDA to a relatively dark green. And if I was to drill now as well, the grass would obviously be at its first growth stage. And I think regardless of which way I do things, there is going to be a difference in the growth stages of the grass. So I'm not too sure what will happen if I run the seeder now in this strip and then run the whole field with the roller. I'm not too sure what the roller would do to this freshly drilled bit of grass, but I'm just going to have to give it a go, as it were, having never done it like that before. Eventually it'll all catch up with itself, I appreciate that, but I'm just going to have to give it a go and see what happens, aren't I? So, like I said, it's not going to take very long. That's that bit done. So we'll get back, hook up the seeder, and I'll see you back here again in a moment or two's time. Right, back again very quickly. Let's get this lot lowered down. Now also I'm going to have to attach the field scanner to the little New Holland, I think. There we go. Is that doing us? Let's just check. Where are we? Crop types. Yes, there we go. Growth. So yeah, as you can see, that's in that kind of, well, lightish green there because it's first seeding. But when I roll it, it's going to turn to that colour. When I roll the rest of the field, it's going to turn to that colour. So what will happen to this little strip here, I'm not too sure about. But like I said before, it'll be fine. So let's just run that nicely down there. We'll probably, you know what, we'll be fine. Let's just go there. Right, sorted. And then catch this little bit here as well. And that should be us. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks about right, I think. Crop types. Growth. Yep. I'd say that's okay. But obviously going into the precision farming, as you can see, there's a bit missing there. So let's turn that off, fold that up, job done. Minutes worth of work. Right, so I'll go and do the field scanning. That's going to take literally seconds in it. I'll jump in the little blue New Holland and get that sorted. And then, while the Massey has still got its narrow tyres fitted, we will hook up the herbicide sprayer and get running that job very quickly again down in the field of field beans down by the cow barn. And then it's time to crack on with the grasswork, because we need to load up with as much silage as we can. The BGA's been taking over, obviously, as it always does, giving us a bit of an income, but it's completely dry of silage, so the income is nowhere near as good as it could be. Now, the money-wise, we're not doing too bad at the minute. Obviously, we're at 313, just under 313.5 grand, so it's we're not doing too bad, but it can be better. So let's get this in here. Now I do have to unfold this in here. Test out my reversing skills. There we go. Drop that down. Nice one. Lovely stuff. So, I'll get the field scanning done. Let's pop this out of the way here. There we are. Yeah, I'll get the scanning done now. And I'll see you again in a few moments' time. Right, there we go. All sorted. For the meagre sum of 150 quid, thanks to the modded field scanner that I've got on board in the farm here. That's all done. So, jumping very quickly, there you go. As you can see, field 92. All sorted now. We've got all the data we need for that. Got to keep everything topped up like that, haven't we? Can't have a little strip that's doesn't appear on our precision farming map. So, let's get this thing lifted up. Now again, this isn't going to take too long. Obviously with the working width of the sprayer that we've got here, it's not going to take too long at all. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to pop this into a cinematic. I might have a go at a bit of a time-lapse one with this one. So, and the weeds aren't too big. They've not been growing long, but for the sake of getting it done, let's get it done. It'll be another job ticked off the list, and then we can focus on the grass work. There we are. So, I'll get this sorted out, and I'll see you in a wee while. Right, there we go. That didn't take too long at all. A few minutes, I suppose. So, that's all the weeds eradicated in here. Let's jump into the PDA. There we go, you see, not a single weed left over. Course Play's done me proud there. So, I hope that time-lapsey thing came out okay. I do apologise for the view distances. It's always a bit of a struggle on this game, I must admit. It is for me anyway. I have my view distance is set to like 300%, which is pretty much the highest I can get it to without affecting the frames per second. But during the cinematics and the time lapses, I amend the FOV as well, just to give it a bit more depth, and that does bring to light the view distances in, like, looking forward into the distance, as it were. So I appreciate that. Far off into the edge of the field there, even the driver disappears out of the tractor, doesn't it? Some of you might have noticed that. But I hope it came out okay anyway. So that's that job done. So I think I'm kind of up to date now with where I wanted to be. I've got the little jobs sorted that I wanted to get done. So let's pop this thing back in here. I'd like to pop the Massey back onto its chunky tyres, because I think for now that's all the weed killing done, fertilising and all that. We don't need to do anything else. Let's disconnect that, drop that off. Let's go and run this into the workshop. Fit it back to its decent sized tyres, because I'd like to run this Massey today with the pickup wagon. That's the plan anyway. So let's jump into there, pick that back up, customise. Yep. So I think we had wide tyres and which brand did I go with, in fact? They should be free. Where's my free wheels? Okay. Or was it Mitas? Oh, this is a worry, isn't it? Or was it, did I have BKTs? There we are. That's I found them eventually. Not paying another several £1,000s for wheels that I've already paid for. There we go. Should have known that, because for some reason I always do tend to go for the BKTs. I've always just found they always just look that little bit wider. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. But anyway, right. So let's get this thing ready. We'll hook this up to the pickup wagon here for now and just leave it sitting for a bit, because we're going to jump back into the John Deere. We're going to hook up the mowers and we're going to get this grasswork sorted now. Bunker wise, we're going to carry on with our little setup down behind the BGA. There we go. Let's turn that off. We've got one bunker silo fermenting away there. It's obviously because we are moments away from the last episode that we loaded that up with. It's at 0%, so we've got a bit of time ahead of us to get that sorted. Need to drop this weight off. Let's make sure that's selected. So we'll just dump that here for now. There we are. We're going to start with field 110, which is the one behind the sell point there, just round the corner, and then we're going to finish off with the no-name field, as it were, next to the grain mill. Right, my mowers are in here. There we are. Lovely stuff. PTO cables, lift that up, spin it round. Should be able to make that one there. There we go. Lovely stuff. PTO cables. Nope. That's already picked up. Right, so let's make a start on this grasswork. So I'll see you over at the field in a second or two's time. Right then, here we are. Field 110. So I think the course starts us somewhere in the middle here this time. So let's get everything unfolded. There we go. There's that one. And that one. So I'm going to pop this whole job into a cinematic. The mowing, this obviously self-rows up, doesn't it? Swath drops, and the picking up and tipping into our next available bunker. Get all that put into a cinematic for you all. I shall see you in a wee while's time when we're a bit further forward. So, see you in a while. Now then, job done. That was a good one. So we've now got in this silo fully compacted 434,238 litres of chaff. So adding that to the quite awesomely exact 648,000 litres that we've got over in that silo, that takes us to a grand total of 1,082,238 litres of silage. So that's brilliant. So the plan at the minute is, in my mind anyway, both of these bunkers, potentially and the third one as well, are going to go straight into the biogas plant and get our earnings ramped right back up again. But we really have ramped up the silage again, haven't we, right now? So the plan is, come the next episode, we're going to be getting right into this field here, field 57. We're going to get this one mowed up. It's quite a big one. Obviously, I can't imagine we're going to get anywhere near the quantities that we've got in here, but we can see. Obviously, all the field work's been done, the lime, the nitrogen and whatnot, so the yield is as good as it's going to be. We'll get that one stuffed into this bunker and see what we get, and then, as I say, all three of these will potentially go straight into the biogas plant to ramp up the bank account, because we do still have, if I jump into the map PDA very quickly, scroll up as best I can, there we are. So we've got field 60 here on the side of the cow barn, and we also have the grass field over here by the sheep and the spinnery. In my mind, I did need to think about hay, but at the minute in our production system, in our total mixed ration mixer up there, we've still got 376,000 litres of hay, so I did have that in mind, as to keep maybe one or two fields aside to run the tedder over and get a bit of hay, but at the minute we're all right. So hopefully, time-wise, once we get the roller rolled over the grass fields that we've just mowed, we should be able to get them back up again and stock up the quantities of hay. So yeah, decent. Happy with that. It's 3:30 in the afternoon, so potentially a bit of an early finish. I am going to call it here for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you have enjoyed the video and found it a little bit of fun, found it a little bit interesting. As always, if you're new to my channel and you like my content, you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board, joining the channel. Please give the video a like if you can. As always, it does wonders for the channel, helps the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And there are a host of links in the video description below with my Giants Partner promo code. If any of you are in the market for purchasing a DLC, an add-on, a season pass, or even the full game itself, or even pre-ordering Farming Simulator 25, and you like the idea of helping a content creator out and supporting their channel, I would be hugely, hugely appreciative. So thanks again for your time, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.